Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, WKRA. This is Mrs. Morningstar with Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am your host this morning. I am here. I'm going to bring my co-host up. It is my sister, Mrs. Jack. Hey, Mrs. Jack. Good morning.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Happy Wednesday. Hump day. Y'all know I love
halfway.
Hump day.
You made it halfway, y'all.
Oh, yeah. Y'all make sure you get your coffee. Go ahead and grab your favorite beverage for this morning. Some OJ or whatnot. DJ Kitty had an engagement, but you know she liked to creep in a little bit later, y'all. So y'all look for her soon. I'm glad you guys tuning in this morning. It is going to be a beautiful morning. We're going to get into the affirmations and the weather. But let's go ahead and let's kick it off the way we always do.
Okay.
I like to kick it off with my affirmation. Yeah.
Get them pumped up this morning.
That's right. It's hump day, y'all. So today is our mental health day. So so you know when I do affirmations, I always focus on what we got going on for that particular day and try to give us some tips. So if you're looking for some powerful affirmations to keep yourself, keep you a daily routine, here are some empowering affirmations to boost your positivity and your personal growth. Okay. So number one, I am capable of achieving my goals. Tell yourself that. I radiate love and positivity. I am worthy of love and respect. I am capable of facing any challenges that come my way. I am growing at my own pace. I am allowed to ask for what I am allowed to ask for what I need. I am safe and surrounded by love and support. I am valued and helpful. I belong here and I deserve to take up space.
Okay.
I practice gratitude for all that I have and all that is yet to come. How you like that, Miss Jack?
I especially love the part that says I deserve to be here and I deserve to take up space.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because we seem to be having issues about where people think we deserve to be and where we're supposed to be. But it's a good thing to tell yourself. Sometimes you have to speak positivity into yourself. It's like hanging around with a bunch of negative people. It's just going to be negative. Start your day off speaking positivity in yourself and start your day with a positive mood.
Absolutely. That's what it's about, guys. That's why we do affirmations, because we want to give you guys the fresh start. Because I always say the morning and the evening is your most important times, because in the morning you want to get your day started on a positive so you can get through the day. In the evening you want to wind down and let your body rest so you can get that sleep and get that good sleep that your body actually needs in order for you to be healthy. So that's
and it's good to show the kids, like if you have
Miss Jack, I think you froze up a little bit, but she was saying it's good to show kids and making sure that, you know, they know that that's how you start your day on a positive note. But let's get into some weather while Miss Jack gets her. You froze up.
Okay, because it blinked
your
over here. I'm
signal
sorry.
froze for a little while.
It's
So I'm gonna go
raining
ahead.
over here really bad.
Oh,
So
you got
it
some
might
rain.
go in and
Okay.
out. So y'all excuse me if I go in and out. That's what the problem is.
That's okay. We keep it moving. I know you coming back, so don't worry about it. We're gonna get into this weather now. You speaking about rain. Let's talk
Okay.
about Holly Springs. Let's see. So today is Wednesday. Holly Springs, you're gonna be mostly sunny with a high of 84. That's nice. So you're
Warm.
gonna have a nice sunny day, mostly sunny day, no rain, south winds around 10 miles per hour. And at night it's going to be mostly clear with the lowest 68, which is good sleeping weather.
Yeah.
And you have south winds around 10 miles per hour. So that's a good way to start a Wednesday, Holly Springs.
It really is.
And Memphis, let's see what you guys working with. Okay, Memphis, today you're going to have a high near 85. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. And tonight it's going to be mostly cloudy with a low around 70, south winds around 10 miles per hour. So you guys are going to have a really pleasant, it's going to be a pleasant day today. It's going to be real pleasant. And Houston, baby, we're going to be hot. 97. Humidity index about 112.
I think some people don't really get that. If they have like a place where it's not humid, it's just hot, they don't understand that.
They don't understand that humidity
adds about 10 more degrees of heat. One thing we didn't have in Iraq was humidity. We just had like 113.
And you know, that's like that dry heat, right?
Yes,
but it's hot.
Exactly.
It is
no sweating. It was hot.
It's dry.
But it didn't
that's
beat
how it
down
is
on
like
you and make you
Arizona.
sweat. Yes.
Right.
Not Arizona that's a whole nother planet.
Very hot.
And
so Houston, we hot, y'all. We it's time to bring out, keep that AC cooling, keep our house cool during the day, because when we going to work and wherever we at during the day, you want to come home to a cool home, because I'm telling you, it is getting hot.
And it gets that quick. So get you guys, this is a tip for you guys. Please make sure you get everything serviced. Get your home AC serviced and get your vehicle this AC serviced in there, because it's going to get hot and stay hot. And you're going to be mad.
Is. Yeah. And another tip is, if you have pets, guys, make sure if it's stuck, because it's picking up. I mean, you guys have some pleasant weather in Memphis and Holly Springs, but make sure you checking on your pets. They have water. They bring them in. You don't leave them out in that heat too long. It's a lot of things you got to consider when it's getting hot and it's picking up. So I don't know if y'all gonna get up to hot Houston style, but
or Georgia,
get hot. or Georgia, it get hot there.
You hot in the middle of the night.
Oh yeah. So let's talk about it, Miss Jack. Current events, guys. So we like to get into news you can use, current events, blah blah blah. Same old drill. We got a lot happening in these United States.
Yes, we do, honey.
I'm gonna let Miss Jack go ahead and share with you guys some of the news that came through yesterday, and we'll talk about it. Go ahead, Miss Jack.
Okay, so we were in a tariff situation with China, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And unsurprisingly, it's been put on a 90-day pause, right? So what's going to happen with this pause? The same thing that always happens is the stock market. The Dow went up 1,000 points after they put the pause.
Wouldn't you say?
How you couldn't have guessed it, right? So now the tariffs have been dropped. So it was 145% tariff on China. It was dropped down to 30. And then China reduced its tariffs on us from 125 to 10% for a base tariff and 20% penalty. So pretty much we went all the way back to the deal that Joe Biden had in place. We didn't get any manufacturing moved back to the USA, which is what supposedly was one of the reasons for the tariffs. All it did was get us back to the same thing we started with, but somebody else put their name on it. The crazy part is we just have to deal with the ups and downs. People were panicking. Did you see some of the import fees is what they call them, like Shein? I know people were upset about Shein.
Yeah, well, that's the issue. It's the import tax that we did not have. And that's exactly what my business is going through, the import tax. A lot of my vendors are unable to we're not shipping, or we're going a longer route because to avoid the import taxes, because it's astronomical. Even with 30%, that's astronomical to business. It's too much. It's expensive. And what was this to prove? Because at the end of the day, like you said, there is no jobs coming back to the United States at this current time.
No new warehouses built.
No warehouses have been built. What did you negotiate? Because you didn't negotiate anything, because you said, Mr. Orange Man, that there was no negotiating and you were not bowing down, but you bent the knee and you decided to drop your knee and give this 90-day extension, which is going to turn into something else in 90 days. We already know.
He did that with TikTok.
It's
getting extensions, and the crazy part is, it's like you're playing with people's livelihoods. Because this was the first time we've ever had ports empty, or the ships not sailing out, or lower. We had lower orders for the ships to come in, and we've never had this. You disrupted so many things just to put a pause on it, which is crazy. So now here we are with the same thing we had with Joe Biden, but because he had to feel like he put an emphasis or did something to it, he had to put his name on it. What'd she say?
I love that, T-Wiz. You funny, because that's exactly what he was doing, shadow boxing in the air, just swinging and ain't hit the target.
Pretty much trying to punk the target. You can't punk. One thing that a lot of people in the United States realize, and he doesn't, is that we need China more than they need us. We buy more things from them than they buy from us, because so they had the leverage. The president over there didn't have to respond to anything. He just waited it out, and Trump folded.
Well, it's the cards. Yep. What else you got, Miss Jack?
So I'm gonna give y'all these other two. Well, this other one, then I'm gonna give you some good news, because we gotta always uplift.
We gotta throw the good news in.
While we are in the midst of trying to put out all the migrants and the undocumented immigrants that you guys swear are over here causing so much havoc, we are also now running a little refugee camp, because there are some white South Africans, are just 59 or 54 of them, are coming over here and getting admitted into the U.S., bypassing all of the restrictions. And supposedly they were being unalived at home and running. Yes.
Hold up. I thought he wanted to fight against immigration. He wanted to stop bringing people into the country. He wants people to go back to the country.
He didn't want black and brown.
I didn't realize it was stipulations. It depends on if it was your friend, your rich Caucasian friends.
They don't even look rich. Okay. I've seen a group of them. Supposedly, this is what supposedly they're being mistreated and had violence brought upon them because some land that they stolen, they were trying to give the land back to the original owners, which were the black South African.
So the colonizers felt like they were being colonized.
Yes. And so Donald Trump said, you can come over here, since they being so mean to you. Feel free to come over here and we'll give you free stuff. But y'all are the ones talking about handouts. But you don't want it. There's people unaliving over here, but you won't give them anything. So you just told these people come over here. It's so hypocritical.
Yeah, it is. The land of Decepticons, I'm telling you. And unbelievable.
Is that not
great? But not surprising. I ain't surprised. it's sad.
We're in a point where we can't be surprised by anything anymore. Every breaking news, you just have to brace yourself for it because it could be anything right about now. We got judges fighting, judges getting arrested, judges getting charged, and like it's wild. Okay. All right.
What
So
else you got?
my last good news. It's a good news story. It's a feel good story. There is this young Black man who graduated with honors. And if you see his TikTok, it's probably going around right now. It's kind of viral. And you'll see the young man, and he's doing his little dance. But right before they hand him his degree, they call out his list of accomplishments. And they just was like, this in honors and this in honors. And he's just like 1, 2, 3 with the honors. And so what it says is student Anthony John Marie IV was celebrated as his university announced all the honors he graduated with as he walked across the stage. He graduated summa cum laude with his bachelor's in sociology. He made the D's list 8 times.
Yes.
Honors in sociology, political science, and mass communication. He ain't stopping there. He is going Ivy League, headed to Columbia University in the fall to start his master's degree program. We gotta get a young man.
Amazing work, young man. That's what we talking
oh my
about.
Goodness.
That's how we celebrate. That's the best revenge.
Isn't that?
It is the sweetest revenge. You know, when people think you can achieve, you go above and just knock them in the head and achieve.
The picture, I'll challenge everybody to go look it up just to see
I think I've seen him doing that count, but I didn't read the whole story, so I'm glad you read the whole story. Yeah, that's amazing. I love that. I love that. Congratulations to him, and best of
everything
luck.
was full. His whole what do they call this? Can't even think about it now.
The robes or the regalia or something like that.
Whatever they call it. It's full. Everything is
smart. They can't
something written
I'm
on
telling
it.
you, they can never take this. And and for my listening audience, I'm pointing to my forehead, what's in our brain. They can't take that from us.
Exactly.
You can strip us, you can say what you want to, but you cannot take that knowledge and power. It is embedded in us. It is rooted in us. Exactly. It is passed down from generation to generation to generation. And I am truly happy for that young man. Congratulations.
Because to keep going to more school is just amazing. Because he said, I'm about to go get my degree. And I'm glad he'll have a job.
Yeah. Let me get into this story real quick, and then we're gonna take a break, and then we'll come back, and I got a couple more, and then we'll get into tonight's topic. So this is a little funny, y'all. I don't even know. Okay, so I don't even know if this is funny because y'all know Miss Morningstar. I always got to come with a little bit of. If I come across a crazy news, I'm gonna read it. Okay. And this one is a little crazy. I mean, the lady going to jail, but let me tell you what it is. Woman robs the dollar store. She fights the employees. Then she returns to get her cell phone she left behind. World's dumbest criminal.
It's gotta be.
So Jesselyn Faye, a 34-year-old African-American woman from Gulfport, Mississippi. Y'all come to the front of the room.
Front, please come to the front.
Let's hear, Gulfport. What's going on?
Get y'all friend.
She has been arrested for armed robbery. Police say she returned to the crime scene to look for her cell phone she had dropped during the incident. The robbery happened around 9:30 p.m. on Sunday, May 11th at the Dollar General on Ducks Road, according to Gulfport police. She entered the store with a gun and demanded money from the employee. So she robbed the store, y'all.
Dollar General.
Fight broke out. Okay. She left her phone, but she fled the scene but she came back to look for her phone.
Come on,
y'all
man.
tell me. I wish I could do a poll.
My face was confused because the different parts of the story just took me too many directions. So, first of all, what behooves you to think they got a lot of money in there to rob Dollar General, first of all? Second of all, you brought a weapon with you, okay? So why would you ever think they ain't called the police soon as you left and you gonna take your food?
You are silly as the days. You are silly as you are a silly one. And young lady, I hope you get charged to the fullest extent of the law. And I hope you understand your crime, because that was dumb.
Oh, Lord.
That was dumb. It was. I hope it was worth it.
One of the chat says she needs to give up criminal activity. You are correct. That is not your lane, ma'am. That's not
who you are. You don't know what you're doing.
That right there was just.
You don't know what you're doing.
Dumb.
Yeah. Dumb. So we'll be back, you guys. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host this morning, Ms. Morningstar. I have my co-host, Mrs. Jack, here with me. WKRA 92.7, The Change. We will be back after this brief commercial break.
Hello, fellow taxpayers. I'm Andre Martinez, and as the founding owner of EA Tax Pros, I can honestly tell you that our clients trust our team of highly skilled and experienced accountants. Why? Because we work with a passion to keep your money in your pockets, and we keep filing taxes simple, regardless of any situation. And let's be honest, taxes are not everyone's favorite. That's why, as a multi-service accounting firm, our professional accountants have a deep understanding in all areas of accounting, and as well as tax planning, preparation, and resolving your tax issues. We lead the way of effectively utilizing the tax regulations and IRS codes to help our clients clearly identify the path of their personal, nonprofit, and business goals. So, if you don't know how to start your business or your nonprofit, we welcome you to the EA Tax Pros team, and you will have access to our enrolled agents who have earned the highest certification of the IRS, as well as CPAs, certified acceptance agents, and QuickBooks certified pro advisors. So, give us a call, 713-496-0262. Or you can visit us at ea-taxpros.com. So come join the team that taxpayers trust. Also, don't forget to check out ourplugs.com, a community built with culture.
Hey guys, yes, this is my nonprofit, Carter's Caring Hands. And what my nonprofit does, we give fresh food boxes to those families in need that's struggling to keep food on their tables. We also go out into the unhoused community, give out care bags here in the Kalamazoo, Michigan area. So if you'd like to donate to the cause, please go to www.carterscaringhands.com and donate whatever you can, so we together can uplift those families that's struggling to keep food on their tables. Highly appreciate it. God bless.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugsllc.com. Can't wait to see you.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs, customize that cutting board, get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
And welcome back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host this morning, Ms. Morningstar, with my co-host, Mrs. Jack, here on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We welcome you guys back in. We're going to pick up where we left off a little bit on a conversation, a little bit of some news you can use.
That last news, we could use it.
I'm going to just say this. I have one feel good, because that was funny. That was more funny. I want to slightly touch on this because this is going on in current events right now with P. Diddy. You know, his trial started this week, and today, yesterday, Cassie, his former girlfriend, Cassie Ventura, testified about the violence that occurred to her and her being forced to be part of the freak off parties. And it went into grand detail, guys. I mean, it was very explicit and very heartbreaking to hear, and very disturbing. Very disturbing. And I mean, nobody should have to ever endure this type of violence that this young lady had to endure for somebody that she was in love with. Domestic violence is real. And people are monsters. They may appear on the outside to be good, genuine people, but in the darkness, they are monsters. And that brother is, my opinion, is a monster and needs some help. I'm not going to say all the things that I read. You guys can go look it up. It was public information because it was transcripts from the court hearing, but they went into very graphic detail about her experiences. I pray that she's healing. She is a mother. She's a wife. You know, she's 8 months pregnant with her third child. And she's still a young lady. She's young, you know. This all started when she was at the mere age of 19 years old. But it went on for 10 years.
10 whole years.
So
it's a sad situation.
Yeah.
And I want everybody to keep an open mind when you guys are like hearing parts of the transcript and hearing stories and things, and kind of get into the mindset of somebody that does deal with domestic violence. Because a lot of people say, why would she stay? Why hasn't she left? It's dangerous to leave. When you're in it, if you ask anybody that has dealt with or been a victim of an abuser, they will tell you it's not easy to just leave.
It's very dangerous.
It's very scary. That's the most dangerous time. Actually, trying to leave is the most dangerous. So, just think about what she has to go through, and it's publicized. And everybody knows, and everybody can read it. It's embarrassing as well. So just pray for
Please keep her in your prayers, because this is now really publicized even more. And she has small children, and the internet is forever. So, just keep those thoughts and go read it. Go read about Diddy.
Get yourself together before you try to read it. Now, don't be shocked.
Whatever thoughts you might have,
I'm glad you said that too, because most people think that he's a good person because he made music. We only get, social media shows you maybe 5% or less of somebody's life because they pick and choose what they want to show you unless they get caught by paparazzi, right? Showing other pictures. But you think these people are good people. So when you go into that mindset, looking at these transcripts, and you're going to change it. You will change it. And it's only day 2 or today was day 3.
Day 3. That was day 3, I believe. A wolf in sheep's clothing. That's all I'm gonna say. And let's move on because that whole thing had me distracted.
It's depressing.
It was disturbing. It was very disturbing. On another note, 2 twin brothers graduated together from Jackson State University, the largest HBC in Mississippi. Yay, Mississippi! And these brothers, Christian and Christopher Mannery, have graduated from Jackson State University, HBCU. The journey was deeply influenced by the memory of their late older brother, Diva, who had attended JSU before tragically passing away in 2016. So Christian and Christopher started at JSU in 2020 and driven by the promise to finish what their brother Diva couldn't. How sweet is that?
Oh, that is very sweet.
Yeah. So Diva was a physical education major and a member of the Sonic Boom of the South before he died in a car crash in 2016. How sad.
That is very sad.
They paid tribute together for their big brother, and I think that was a feel-good story. So we're going to end on that note because I think that was something
that was positive.
Kind of move us back into the positive realm.
Heartwarming. It's heartwarming.
Yeah. Get us out of the funk of what's going on in these United States. So Miss Jack, tonight or this morning, I'm sorry, I always say tonight. This morning, your topics are about mental health, right? Talking about,
yes.
Okay.
It is the stigma, mental health therapy stigma in the Black community and why we have such a stigma, why it's kind of frowned upon in our community. And the crazy part is sometimes other people see it as normal. Like, oh, why don't you just go to therapy? Just go, and our community is not seen the same. So I'm going to talk about 4 of the reasons why it's not, seen the same and so welcome in our community.
Okay. Cool.
Alrighty.
So let's get into it.
Okay.
Because I know it is a stigmata.
Go ahead.
No. I was going to say it is a stigmata. A lot of people they fight against getting, receiving therapy, and they don't understand really the true, meaning of good therapy and how it's very helpful. So go ahead. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Okay. So the first one is historical distrust. Black communities have historically faced misdiagnosis and exploitation within the medical system, which leads to a general distrust of healthcare professionals. So because, we're generally not treated and seen as equal to others, for an example, Black women have it harder with maternity because they think we're stronger and we can just handle more pain. So if we're in pain, we have to be in 10 times more pain to get medication or whatever, because they just see us as stronger, and so it leads to people not wanting to go to the doctor, not trusting the medical professionals. And then anybody that is associated with a medical professional, which a therapist is, we just have that distrust of any medical professional. And the opposite of that is one of the reasons why I advocate for therapy, because it is a neutral person. Somebody that isn't supposed to judge you. It's not your family member. They don't have a prejudge about you and they don't know you. So it's very open to go in. But when you already don't trust it, then you're not going to go. And so that's one of the reasons why, our community just has an overall distrust of healthcare professionals, because we haven't been treated the best.
Right. And I think too, on top of that, people feel the pressure of being judged because they decide to go to therapy, or that people are going to think that they're crazy. And that does not mean you're crazy because you're seeking therapy. Like you said, you're going to talk to a non-biased person, a person who has no biases towards you. They don't know anything about you, but you're going to provide them with the information that you want to provide them with.
Right.
And they're going to help you work through it. But the stigmata is, I ain't going to see no therapist. I ain't crazy.
That don't mean you crazy. With me. And that's one of the stigmas too, because we seem to think it's for the crazy, and I'm using air quotes, people. The crazy people need therapy. Not that therapy helps everybody. We just had it always is you going to the shrink. They call it a shrink. That's a negative term to use. It's just looked at negatively, and in reality, it could help so many people if we just would, take some jobs even offer it now. I know my brother works for Amazon. They offer therapy as one of their, like going to the nurse, you can go get therapy. They block out a section for you. So it's offered in a lot of people's medical insurance now. So I would say if you have the opportunity, please use it. Please utilize it. It can't go wrong, unless you just come in with a negative attitude. They're only there to help you. They can't even thrive. If they can't help you, then they feel like they haven't done their job. So,
yes, ma'am.
That's the first one, the historical distrust. All right, number 2. You touched a little bit on number 2 already. Okay. Number 2 is fear of judgment. Concerns about viewing mental health struggles as a sign of weakness or personal failure, being judged by family, friends, or community members can discourage individuals from seeking help. You hit on it, because I'm not trying to be the person that's going to see. I'm not going to be the person that got to go see the crazy. I'm not crazy. Nothing is wrong with me. And people have that inside. There's nothing wrong with me. Why do I need to go to therapy? Therapy is not just because something is wrong with you. People have marriage therapy. There's nothing wrong with them. They're trying to help, work on their marriage and see what can make it better. There's therapy for eating issues, health issues, right, mental issues, all of those things. But we don't want to see it as a sign of weakness, especially for men, Black men, as a sign of weakness. Like, if I can't fix my situation, no, I'm not about to go sit in front of some man or woman that's judging me to tell me that I'm so wrong. But a lot of people think it's just you're wrong. This is what you're doing wrong. And so you're not going to want to go because you think somebody's just going to talk down to you. And that's not it at all. So it's a fear of judgment, especially with your family and friends. Family and friends can be some of the most critical sometimes. They judge you harder than anybody else. So when they're making you feel negative about it or judged about it, that's another reason that might stop you from going.
That is true. That is so true. Everything you're saying, because a lot of people build up insecurities. And with those build up insecurities, they're already putting up roadblocks to say or make excuses as to why they don't need to go or what is stopping them. And like you said, therapy is so broad. Like you can need therapy, like you said, for eating disorders or for maybe it could be a positive therapy session. Maybe it's something to, help you build some type of ambition or dream, and maybe you just need a little coaching through it. That's therapeutic. Right. There's all different types of therapy, and people put up roadblocks before they even educate themselves. So I would advise people to educate yourself on what it is before you say.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, before you say no, like you were about to say, it's easy to talk yourself out of it, right?
Really. I know I can talk myself out of stuff, especially if I don't want to do it. I can have a
Child,
whole conversation by myself in my head and wind up not going or doing it.
So church finger up right here, y'all. Yes, I am guilty of talking myself out of stuff. Whether it's I'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. I probably shouldn't do it, or coming up with every excuse in the book as to why.
I ain't got no money. I shouldn't be going nowhere. This is gonna save me money for good. Yes, and just like another commenter said in the chat, my husband and I went to communication therapy. It was so helpful. A lot of people need communication therapy, couples therapy. People go to couples therapy before they get married, just to get help in learning how to communicate when they do get married. So therapy is a good thing, and I hope we can, kind of do away with the stigma and try to get people more. Now, I won't say pumped to go, because who is pumped to go?
Well, we got to break down the walls. That's what it is. We got to keep hammering at those walls and continue to educate people and
keep offering.
Make people, make them feel comfortable. The more you talk about it, and this is why we here for our plugs, because the more we can talk about these kind of topics, the more we can, build securities within our audience, within our YouTube audience as well. Just build, because this is part of the community. This is part of our community and things that we need. So these are topics that we need to discuss. Let's just talk about it.
Because for one thing, and that's one of the things I do love about our plugs, when we say we connect communities, where else are you going to hear things like this?
It's not a regular conversation that just comes up, especially nowadays, because what do you hear going on? This is why we need Mental Health Wednesday, because it's you heard what we talked about in the opening with the news. It's a lot. People need therapy. We're going to need even more now, y'all.
Way more. By the time we over these 4 years, we all going to be in therapy. Them people going to be making
4 years.
We
barely made it through these 4 months to keep our sanity. Okay.
4 months feels like a year. It really feels like a year so already.
It does. It's tough.
And it's sad. And another thing for therapy is because of what's going on right now, it's taking a lot out of people. It's taking a lot of your mental, it's taking a lot of your physical strength to keep dealing with, especially if you're being affected by anything that's being unemployed, people downsizing their jobs or losing benefits, anything that's going to affect you. You may need to go seek some therapy because of your mental health from that. I'm praying for everybody.
It's exhausting.
It is. It's exhausting talking about it, okay? Yeah. All right. So number 3, lack of representation. The lack of Black therapists and counselors can make it difficult for individuals to find culturally competent and relatable professionals. And there's not a lot. And some people are only comfortable speaking with somebody that looks like them. And I can't fault them for that, because if you build up a distrust for other people, then you've built up that distrust for somebody the opposite that you may look at like, you haven't lived my life. You don't even go through my struggles. There's no way I'm going to sit here and talk to you.
Relatable.
So valid.
You want to be able, like, even when it comes to our medical doctors, a lot of us, we try to find people who look like us, right? Because we feel comfortable that they may be able to understand whatever our medical situation is. And I would only imagine looking for therapists. I know when I went to therapy, I was looking, even though I did not end up with somebody who was like me, we had a great therapist that me and my husband went to go see in the beginning of our marriage. We went and, did couples counseling and whatnot. And it was great. We had a great lady. But, like, I was personally now probably seek, if I, was to seek a therapist, I would be seeking someone who relatable to me.
Exactly. And I mean, it's only normal. It's one of those things where you're gonna have to step outside. You may even have to drive a little further. There may be some people closer that don't look like you, but you really want, just like finding a good doctor, you really want somebody that represents you, and there's a lack of it. So that's a reason that our community doesn't really, well, has a stigma for going to therapy.
And I know we got a lot of, people who have, people seeking that type of education to be therapists. And,
Mm,
we need
do
y'all
it.
in the community for our
Do
plugs,
it.
because we need people to be able to reach out to you. If you're listening
Mhm.
out there, come on and sign up for our plugs. Go to ourplugs.com and sign up, because we need
We
we
need
need people who have, private practices or work for maybe a practice that we can definitely connect our listeners to who might need that type of help.
Yep. Good.
Yes.
That's a
Let's
good one.
go ahead and take a quick break, sis.
Okay. Okay.
It's you are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am your host, Ms. Morningstar. I'm here with Mrs. Jack this evening or morning, and we'll be back shortly after this quick break.
Hello, my name is Robin, and I'm out here helping Carter's Caring Hands, and I also work the food pantry with them. It's an excellent place where people can come get out some food. I was homeless, and I've gave myself to the Lord, and I'm out here helping anybody I can help. So if you need help or prayer, just stop by. We'll pray with you and help you out. In Jesus' name, God bless.
Yo, good morning, guys. I'm Don Marshall, aka Don Fu, CEO and owner of Bully Game Enterprises, also the owner of Nucci One Records. We'll be talking to you guys today, this morning, giving you a little bit more information about the company and what we do. We're into music, fitness, and fashion. We're going to talk about our single Blur today. Hopefully you guys like the song, and we're going to talk about some of the services that we provide here at Bully Game Enterprises. Can't wait to talk to you guys. See you soon.
Opal May Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opal May Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
All right, and we are back. You're listening to Morning Star with Our Plugs Community Connection. I got my co-host, my sister, Mrs. Jack, here with me this morning, and we are talking about mental health, the stigma in the community, why people are so resistant to that healthcare, particularly our people, Why do we fight against going to get this needed necessity in our community? So Miss Jack was sharing. I think she's at number 4 now. So
My
we're
last.
gonna kick it over to her, and then we'll discuss it. So go ahead, Miss Jack.
All right. So the last one, we kind of hit on it earlier. It's affordability. Access to mental health services can be limited due to high costs and lack of insurance. Some insurances do cover it, but if you don't have that type of insurance, it's not cheap. It's really not cheap. And there are a lot of free services, but the long wait times, it may be limited. When you have the money, then you can just go out and get quicker appointments. But when you don't have have the funds to get it, then that's a hindrance as well. So that was the last one. It costs money. Everything costs money, and everything is high now. So of course, therapy is not going to be cheaper just because we're going through crisis. I feel like we're in a crisis, but it's just one of the added costs that some people just don't have. You just don't have for it when you're trying to pay for everything else. You don't have the money for it.
And that's why, guys, like right now, the things that we're experiencing here in the United States with healthcare, on the attack, a lot of people depend on Medicaid, Medicare, things like that in order to have some of these services provided to them. And our government right now is stripping about $880 million from Medicaid. And we know Medicaid is the social service program for the poor people or for people who are unable to work, who they need medical insurance, right? Or poverty level people who need help and assistance.
I still can't
Medicare
get
is for
past.
our seniors, who don't work any longer, who need this care. So it's imperative that we get activated, and know what's going on because look, right now it's not getting no better.
I'm confused. I'm still confused on, like you said, they're trying to take money out of Medicaid and Medicare.
Mm-hmm.
How are people supposed to function if that's like their
Well,
only medical insurance?
that's not a care to them, unfortunately. And the
Really?
thing is, the reality of it is they want us to, in reality, think, well, no, we're not going to do that. We wouldn't do that. But we know, if you know a little bit about politics and you know how the budgets are allocated and how money is being allocated within the government, you know that 880, I think it was $1 billion
Billion.
or was basically the whole budget for those particular programs. So to have that, type of number and just say, well, yeah, we're going to try to eliminate that amount of money. I mean, where are you getting it from? Because it's the commerce. I think, what is it? The commerce or whatnot is where I can't think of it. It's a part where the budget, where the money actually is allocated to e-commerce for Medicaid. So they're taking money, that amount, and saying, oh, well, that's not necessarily stripping from Medicaid. Who you thought you ain't talking to? I wasn't born. I might have been born that night, but not
But
last night.
not last night.
You
Anything
know,
that they say now, you really have to just distrust
you
because to
do.
say we're not taking anything from this, but then we have people that are Democrats that will actually say, "Hey, this is what they're sliding it into the middle of other bills. They're trying to
Right.
hide it so it doesn't. Nobody's going to come directly out and say, "Hey, we're slashing this much money from Medicare."
Right. Let me give you guys this good advice. So listening, our audience is great. One of our audience, T Wiz, says, call your local crisis line or dial 988. Many states have mobile outreach mental health clinics and counselors, as well as sliding scale therapy. So that's an option because what we're touching on as Ms. Jackson number 4 is it's expensive. Everybody can't afford it. And now people are going to be limited on what they have as far as their Medicaid and their Medicaid. So I'm going to repeat that. Call your local crisis line or dial 988 where you can, she said, many states have mobile outreach mental health clinics and counselors that can help you. Thank you, T Wiz, for that information, for sharing that with the audience.
988 usually will get you some kind of assistance.
Is
We're
that
so
an
used to
information?
remembering 911. 988
Yeah.
is like, they used to give like if you have a medical emergency that's not 911 related, call dial 988 or something like that. I think that's what.
I never knew that. I always, information you call, what is it, 411, or you call,
Yeah. Yeah,
yeah,
411 used to be it.
411 for information. Yeah. I'm telling people how old I am. Something like that. 411.
I'm not even gonna try to hide it anymore because I'll
I
say
don't
something and
care.
people be like, where you get that from?
Because we used to use it
We're
and
so
it helped.
used to. I said cheer wine the other day, and they were like, "Oh, that's wine." No, not wine, soda. I'm from North Carolina. She said 988 is for mental health crisis.
Yes.
So if you have a mental health crisis and you can't find any other help, dial 988. Somebody on that phone will help you.
Yes.
That's like the last resort.
That's good. That's
Yes.
good. We need that. We need any kind of social programs that could be of assistance to us, because again, the social programs are being stripped. People are losing their jobs. People are losing their health care. It's happening. I still happening within.
Stressful.
It is stressful, and it's still happening even within the government. We got our unions fighting for people's rights, and they're getting railroaded into possible terminations or people coming for their jobs. So we are in the fight of our lives at this moment.
I've never seen so much chaos.
Yeah.
And that's the perfect word for what we're going through, is chaotic. Anytime you have an administration that is actively trying to remove regulations and safety nets for everything, OSHA, this is occupational safety hazards to keep you safe at work. And they're trying to remove these programs. And it's put in place for a reason. Like, why are we getting rid of things like that? The purpose of Doge was supposed to be finding fraud, waste, and abuse and saving money. But what have we saved? Where's the fraud, waste, and abuse by name, by company?
A lot of fluff. And
fluff is a good word.
Because it's fluff, it's caused a lot of people to be hurt, lose their jobs, and lose their livelihood, their homes, their vehicles, just their regular. And just a few months ago, people were just living their life normal. If we could go back to
5 months ago,
6 months ago, we weren't anticipating this.
All the people that did not vote, if we could go back 5 months ago, I bet you would get up and go vote. So some of y'all are to blame.
It's a lot of
some of y'all are to blame
there. And those people gonna need mental counseling. I mean, it's so many people that are going to depend on their mental health for the next few years to get them through. They're gonna need good mental health care,
and a lot of it. Those people are going to be overworked for real, just because of
we got to get more people into the field.
We are building trauma right now for people, and it's sad because we see it happening in real time. It's not like one traumatic event. It's like something different every day. Something new, something stupid, something good. We have something good thrown in there. We get some feel good stories. That's why we have to give y'all some of those in the morning. Just to counteract and cut some of the other stuff. My Lord.
I'm telling you, y'all, it is. But at the end of the day, again, we still rise. We still continue to do our daily activities. We are still going to try to bring positivity out into this, into some darkness that we might see, and try to make light of our time. And that's why it's good to be, part of a community. I can't stress it enough, Miss Jack. I try to tell people this all the time when we do, when we're in TikTok world, because we are creators on TikTok, so we have those obligations where we are trying to pour this information into people so that they know there are resources out there.
Yeah, because they're not hearing it someplace. A lot of people don't listen to the regular news or watch the regular news.
Most people nowadays, the regular news is obsolete. I mean, in a lot of cases, more people are into independent news.
Social media.
Social media.
And
that's where they grasping it.
And some of that is suspect. But if you're only watching that, that's why we tell people, look, try different sources of information.
Mm-hmm.
Not Fox News. I mean,
that's not news. That's entertainment.
That's faux entertainment because they had to pay money, and because their defense was, we are an entertainment company. We are not actual news. So don't get all your news from somebody that said we ain't really news, okay? But I had an interesting story.
Oh, go ahead.
I went to McDonald's this morning, and I got me some food, some breakfast.
Okay.
And when the lady gave me my change, she's like, we don't have pennies anymore. This is your change. I was like, oh, okay, thank you. So my news is there are no more pennies in certain places. So they're still charging and keeping certain amounts of change. Remember that he stopped the production of pennies last week or the week before that? Did you hear that story?
I did not hear that story, but I want to say I remember them talking about no more pennies.
And the crazy part is the prices should change then, because
I want my penny.
I was like, I was just like, okay, thank you, no problem, no worry about it. It's like 2 or 3 pennies, but
yeah,
multiply that times however many people McDonald's get
millions of people. How much extra change are y'all
cash?
keeping?
Because I pay cash, and I usually don't pay cash because it's easier when it's a charge, and you could just charge the pennies, right? You charge $1.38.
She said we don't have no more.
She said we don't have pennies anymore, and I was like, oh, okay. She gave me the rest of the change because I had cash, which is rare. I usually don't have cash, but
so at this point, you say, who gonna take the hit? Is it gonna be y'all or me?
Because
either you gonna give me my overage and change by a couple pennies, or you gonna keep a few of my pennies. Like what is going?
She kept it. I didn't.
Her drawer gonna be over
because I didn't think about it. And I didn't think about what you just said. I need to start. If y'all out there, if y'all go somewhere, right, and they don't have pennies, they need to give you the overage then. So if your bill is like $168, or you're due back $168, and they don't have the 3 pennies, they should give you $170, not $165. That's not your fault that they don't have you 3 cents.
How you gonna short me because y'all short?
Right.
And I get it. They might have a penny crisis going on, which I don't. This is the insanity and delusion,
the weirdness, the weird
that is taking place in the Decepticon house. Like, why are you taking pennies? Why? Just what?
Apparently, he don't like them. I guess he don't like seeing them, so he's gonna stop the production of pennies.
Miss Jack, don't tell me that. Is that
Google it? Google it somewhere. It's in there.
He don't like the way they look.
Google it.
Brown penny.
I don't know if that was the real reason. I was guessing on that, but
now allegedly, y'all.
Allegedly.
This is allegedly. Now we into some allegedly right now, y'all. We're gonna do a little bit of alleged.
Yes.
So allegedly, he don't like the brown pennies.
Probably. Ew. Not that he ever have probably change in his hand anytime, but pennies, like, so what's going to happen to all the pennies that are already out there in the world? Are the banks just going to start keeping them, and then once they got them all, cash them in to whom? Who they're going to melt them down and make copper something? Because it's copper. Pennies are made out of copper. So maybe they'll melt them all down and build a statue or something. I don't know. Yeah. It made me think about it this morning. I was like, wait.
Well, I'm glad you shared that, because that is interesting. And that, sometimes that make you more. So when y'all getting y'all coffee this morning or whatever, your tea, see if you're going to get some change. But a lot of us don't pay with cash. But keep that in mind, because that's something that you might want to kind of keep your eyes open to, because people could slip that right past you. They could slip that right past you. They really can.
There's actually people that are at work, and I seen this the other day. We have people that work that can't even count change. It was some children that can't count change. They were so used to the cash register telling them how much the change was. They had to do it manually and were confused.
Yeah, we gotta work on that department too, y'all. Make sure you learn how to count. It's important.
Please. You can't argue with somebody about their change.
So we gonna keep talking about some other articles and stuff because Ms. Jack, unless you had anything else you wanted to share about the mental health sector.
No, but I did have another story. This was published May 10th. The measles outbreak surpassed 1,000 cases for the first time in 30 years.
Wow.
30 years. And the reason for it is because now, since we have RFK Jr. in charge of Health and Human Services, there's been an uproar about vaccinations. And we have survived this long time getting measles vaccinated, MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella or something like that, because it used to be a problem. But now that y'all have people scared of taking vaccines, people aren't vaccinating their kids. So now it's increasing in certain states. Is that not scary?
It's extremely scary.
Okay, I just want to know.
People are choosing to opt out of that. Getting vaccinated is unheard of. The kind of stuff that, we went through this whole thing with C-19. Where people were like, I don't know what they're giving us, and they ain't want to get the vaccine and whatnot. But we have been getting vaccines our entire life. Since birth, right? And I believe the measles was one of those vaccines before you can even attend school. And it's babies that are being highly affected by this.
So are they getting homeschooled? Gotta be.
Like, did that? I don't know whether I don't know what because I do have a child in school, but she's almost graduating. So she got all her shots before she started school. The shots that was necessary, and that MMR, I believe was part of it. So when did they stop?
Okay, girl, you can always opt out of it. But my thing is, like you said, if it's a school requirement, you're going to have to get it, or you're going to have to,
or you can't go to school.
And for an outbreak to surpass 1,000 cases, 1,000, that's children. It's not grown-ups getting measles, people. Understand that it is children. So kids are more susceptible to diseases anyway. So for one, you now have to keep your child away from other kids. If they hadn't been vaccinated. There was even talk of measles parties. Like, they wanted their kids, these crazy vaccine deniers, want their kids to play with other kids to get sick so they can build up their immune system. I'm like, what if somebody's child passed away because you trying to get them sick on purpose and their little body can't handle it? Like, y'all crazy.
Now, who sit here and come up with these crazy thoughts, right?
Those people that came up, the ones that's not vaccinating their kids. There was a couple that didn't vaccinate their child and they passed away, and they were like, well, they still didn't regret not vaccinating their child, even though their child passed away from the disease. I was like, some people you just can't.
Yeah.
Something else.
So let me talk about this. I know we talked about some news stuff, but I don't think we talked today about the plane, the Qatar luxury.
I had that.
That's being donated from Qatar. They are known to be terrorist supporters, right? Hamas supporters. They want to donate a luxury jet to the president, who is all for accepting. He's like, what? What's the foul in this? They're going to give me a free plane.
Got mad and said, I think I deleted. I'm gonna look through my phone.
It's called quid pro quo.
It's supposed to be
something.
It was supposedly given to the Department of Defense, in my air quotes, people. Department of Defense is supposed to give. It's supposed to replace Air Force One, right? It's a Boeing jumbo jet, I believe. It's supposed to replace Air Force One. First of all, no foreign country is supposed to replace Air Force One. You're supposed to fly on it freely as the president. I wouldn't trust nothing coming from another country, period. Second of all, once he leaves office, it's supposed to be put in his museum. So how is it supposed to replace Air Force One if no other president can be on it? And when you leave, you get it yourself and put it in your museum?
Yeah. See, this is the type of stories that are fed to the American people that we got to try to bring some light to, for those who might have heard something and didn't get the full story. He's trying to make people believe that it will replace, the current jet that we have. And then, like Miss Jack just said, he's saying it can go in this library. Well, if it goes in your library, nobody can use it. Then who's gonna have a plane? What next president will have a plane? Then it poses so many counterintelligent threats. Like it's gonna cost them tax. It's gonna cost taxpayers $400 million, $1 billion.
You know what?
To upgrade the security features and functions. That's us, the taxpayers.
It's a security risk. Why would we put our United States president on a plane?
A foreign plane.
A foreign plane. All they would have to do is set something up to crash it, right? If they wanted to do damage. And you think
that's why I'm saying the type of security clearance it would have to go through will cost. So we while everything is so diabolical with this administration, because while you're trying to eliminate waste and fraud, you want the luxury high level plane, and then how irresponsible as a president of these United States for you to accept without even going through Congress, who holds the purse. How disrespectful. Because you're acting as if you're a king and you're over all branches of government and they have to answer to you, which is not so. It's equivalent all the way around. And it's up to Congress if such a gift can be accepted.
It's got to go through Congress, people. But I'm trying to find the post where he pretty much was mad about people trying to
he was salty. He got salty at a news reporter, honey. He let her know. Or him, I didn't know. I heard him when they asked him. He was in the middle, right? He put his pen down. He said, "So what's the problem if I accept a plane? Is it wrong? I mean, I think it's a nice gesture."
Of course,
so guys, it was something else.
Of course, he does. Okay, here it is. He said, and when I mean he, I mean POTUS. He says, so the fact that the Defense Department is getting a gift free of charge of a 747 aircraft to replace the 40-year-old Air Force One temporarily in
That's a very public one. It's not 40. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
In a very public and transparent transaction. Sir, that don't make it no better.
No.
So bothers the crooked Democrats. So everything he said before that is what bothered the crooked people. That they insist we pay top dollar for the plane. Anybody can do that. The Dems are world-class losers, MAGA. That is what our president wrote in defense of being given a $400 million plane that you lied and said was going to replace Air Force One temporarily, because he knows that it's only going to be there as long as he is there, in a transparent transaction, sir.
And he's going to take that plane with him if he, decides
we
to
ever
leave.
had this type of, I can't even call it dysfunction, this type of outright corruption on display, and people still applauding it and supporting it?
No clue. I've never seen it in my lifetime, and a lot of our lifetimes. A lot of us are completely, we flabbergasted. We just don't know.
Not in my whole 50 years have I ever seen such blatant corruption, because people that do it wind up in prison.
Yeah. So yeah, guys, I'm telling you, it's interesting. Y'all make sure y'all keep mental notes on the things we share with you all. Today we did a lot of news, which is cool, and we touched on some of these things that you might have missed. Hopefully, we a little more woke than we were when we started.
keep y'all ears to the ground.
Keep it to the ground. Miss Jack, we got about 2 more minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and let you, do you got your last words that you want to say to everyone this morning?
My last words are to my Black community, Black and brown community. Do not look at mental health or therapy as something negative. Use it as a positive. It can very well help you through many difficult situations. And please teach your children or other people around you that it is okay to say and admit that you need help.
Absolutely. And I just want to tell everyone, thank you for tuning in this morning. We appreciate your support as always. WKRA, thank you for always bringing us on in the morning and letting us spread some light to the world, to the Mississippi, Memphis, Tennessee area. Thank you to the YouTube chat. Our crew, we see y'all. Y'all always come through and show support and love. We appreciate you all. And you guys have been listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I am Ms. Morningstar. This is Mrs. Jack, my co-host this morning. We want you all to have a wonderful and highly blessed day. We'll see you guys tomorrow for Thursday. We got a treat for y'all tomorrow, so make sure y'all tune in.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Hump Day.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from